Mile High listeners. This is Dr. Joel Kinch out here in Castle Rock, Colorado. And as you can see on the screen, we have Arno Burnier, fantastic chiropractor, fantastic friend, leader in this profession. And I'm super excited and honored to bring you this interview here. Danny Knowles and the Mile High crew are bringing out these webinars to get people excited about what's happening here in the Midwest, what's happening with the Mile High Chiropractic, bringing non-therapeutic chiropractic to the Midwest, and also standing up for chiropractic. We are excited about that. There's lots of different changes and proposed changes, and always shifting and changing in our profession, but we need a foundation, and that's what Mile High Chiropractic is all about. It's coming up August 21st, 22nd, 23rd in Denver, Colorado. You can go to milehighchiro.org to check out all about it, see all the speakers, and more importantly, get registered because it's coming up very, very quickly. So Arno, welcome to the webcast.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. When the opportunity came up to interview some of the speakers, I said, I have Arno. I got Arno. I want to talk to him again.
Well, we have a long history together.
We do. It's coming up on 20 years for me.
Yes.
20 years, and you were instrumental in laying my foundation for where I am today. And I'm excited you being on stage again. Now, you were on stage at Mile High 2 last year. Were you there the first year?
No, not the first year. I couldn't make it.
Last year, I can tell you what I remembered most was your presence. When you walk up on stage, you plant your feet, you take your breath, and you bring your essence. And I'm super excited for you being back.
Thank you for saying that, because after I spoke, Donnie walked up to me and said, thank you for settling the field and preparing them for my talk.
Yes.
It was a nice compliment from Donnie.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah, and Donnie will be there again. The speaker lineup is phenomenal across the board. But more about you. That's why we have you on the web here. Your history in chiropractic, and I know it pretty intimately, coming from France, and Reggie being one of the first people that picked you up at the airport and introduced you to our culture and world. But more, what I'm super excited about and thankful for is what you've done for the profession, what you've sparked in this profession from the time you set foot. You were grounded in chiropractic philosophy when you came here, weren't you?
Yeah, so let me address a few of the things you mentioned. One, you mentioned, a leader in the profession. And I want to clarify this, that there is many different forms of leadership. And my leadership is not a leadership of control. My leadership was very much set to lead by example, and also to empower people to become their own leader. I was not into, having a flock or following. I was more into having a constituency of people that were going to be empowered to become their own leader. And you're a very example of it, and there is plenty of them around them. And leaders, through their example, their way of life, the congruency of how they live life, I think that became essential to me to create that in the profession. So to backtrack on your question, how did I get to the States? 2 years of medical school at the René Descartes Medical University, 1 year in a cancer service at the Ambroise Paré Hospital. My hobby was motorcycle racing, motorcycle crash, which I immediately, after my first visit with my chiropractor, rephrased to a motorcycle on purpose. It was a perfect thing for my life. I don't believe there is accident in life. I believe everything is orchestrated by Universal. So from there, I met Jean Belaval, incredible, basically godfather of chiropractic in France. On the first visit, he laid out 3 sentences after listening to me that rocked my world, because I came from the symptom, sickness, and disease care world. And after listening to my history and my symptomatology, he stated, there is nothing that I can do about what's wrong with you. What I can do, however, is address what is right in you. You cannot fight darkness, you must turn on light. You cannot fight disease, you must turn on light. And to me, it ignited my consciousness. I decided to become a chiropractor. That moment, he hadn't even touched me. I knew that I would do what that man was doing, whatever he was doing. Because it was such a refreshing, novel idea in 1973. So I flew from Paris, France, the fall of that year to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and had a culture shock. And that's where the story began. And I was very blessed to be taught by people that were taught by B.J. Palmer, directly by B.J. Palmer, Tom Gilardi, Reggie Gold, Doug Gates, Earl Taylor, Ly W. Sherman.
All the greats.
Great giants of the time and visionaries of the time that felt it was time to, they had seen the decline of the profession since BJ died. And they said, you know, we have to make a corrective course. And that's how Sherman was funded.
Fantastic. Now, 73 you came over, so are you over 40 years in the profession now?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, with that being said, 40 years, you've seen it all in this profession.
Yes.
Swinging right, swinging left, back to the middle. How can the chiropractors, particularly the chiropractors coming to Mile High Chiropractic event, how do you see our role in what the current environment of what chiropractic is? What can we do as a group coming together in Colorado on August 21st to lay a foundation and keep the foundation strong for what's taking place, for what you see, your perspective?
That's a loaded question because there is many elements to that question. One is, yes, I have seen it all. From all of the various practice management that came and went, from all of the different trends that came and went, from all of the different juggling with the insurance companies that came and went. And I have to say that, you know, when you sail, you stay the course. You just don't go wherever the wind is blowing. You set the course. And I was fortunate to be given an education, a fully chiropractic education, not a pseudo-medical, pseudo-chiropractic education, a chiropractic education that set me on a course with clarity, absolute clarity. So I personally did not deviate in any way, shape, or form to all those trends, to all those paths, to all the ways that the wind was blowing. I stayed the course. And I believe that Mile High, people will be exposed to a level of clarity as to what it is to be anchored in your principle deep from within. Not dogma, not fanaticism, but truly understand the depth of the principle. And from that place, set a course for themselves. Now, as a group, there is a lot that we need to do. As a profession, there is a lot that we need to do. I believe at this point that our profession is still in its adolescence. And we need to move into our maturity and into adulthood. And that will mean more likely to come out of a bubble. We live in a bubble. We live in a secluded world that had kind of determined that we got it. We have the answer. But that's not the reality. We need to really reach out to all of the other disciplines, to all of the other people that have a similar mindset and vision for humanity. And then enroll interconnection, all of those people to create a huge movement to bring forth a new paradigm for life, a new paradigm for humanity, a new paradigm and a new understanding of what it is to really be proactive, to have proactive care, to have a true health, healing, wellness, and well-being care system. Not rejecting the symptom sequence into this ecosystem. We need it. There is a time and place for it. There is a time and place for crisis. There is a time and place for medicine, for intervention. But there is also a time and place for all of the proactive disciplines that facilitate human physiology, that facilitate life expression, and in my view, chiropractic is one of them, not the only one. And we need to reach out to all of those people, have a network of relationship with them, and that will create a movement with, hopefully, we can bring to those people the vision, the ultimate vision.
Two things that I got from that is I'll start with the first, with what you just said, recognizing the medical world, or where the medical paradigm doesn't negate who we are. True?
Absolutely, and we don't have to negate where they are.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we can get lost in that where, you know, we just want to fight all the time with this, whereas if we recognize and in doing that, we take a greater hold of what it is that we do as a profession and as a culture and as a lifestyle that we teach. And full circle back to what you said earlier on, and what it is that you do of creating leaders, not creating followers in this. A powerful message at Mile High event is bringing people back to that foundation so they can be that leader in their office, in their community, with their people, with their circle of influence. And that is the foundation to help lead the profession, is by doing it in your office. And I know you've taught that, and you've taught hundreds of chiropractors how to recognize and claim that.
I'll say thousands.
Thousands. And many, many, many more to come. Many more to come.
And a lot of them, you know, are in the what I call building castle phase of their lives. They have already emerged as leaders in many places within the profession, but they are still building their castle. You first have to build your castle before you come out with, quote, the king energy, with serving your people, serving the country, serving the profession. So those people are pretty much on the fringe now of being there. You know, you are pretty much there. Your children are growing, soon grown up.
Yes.
And then suddenly, where do you give back? And this is the beauty of what we have seeded over the years.
Absolutely,
An
absolutely.
incredible leadership.
And that's the nature of what's going to be happening, again, August 21st and 22nd, 23rd. Again, everybody watching this, we want to encourage you to get to the website. It's milehighchiro.org. You can see the list of speakers. Arno will be on there, as many others. And you will get a wide variety of speakers, all coming from the same foundation, whether it be from a practice, giving you what you need in day-to-day steps, as well as bigger mindset, even better documentation. You know, there's many different ways of doing it, but we have to do it in our style, chiropractically and philosophically. So milehigh.org, milehighchiro.org, and again, August 21st and 24th. Now, I'm super excited to see that your son is now studying to be a chiropractor.
Just graduated 3 weeks ago from Life University.
Graduated?
Yes.
Oh,
He's out.
fantastic. So what's...
The graduation was phenomenal. Guy Rickman did a beautiful job. I mean, really, the whole process of graduation at Life is very impressive. And believe it or not, there is specific reward that different students get. And Burnier, my son, not that I have a bloodline with him since he's adopted, so I don't have an ego investment. But he received the Vitalistic Award for exemplifying vitalism in all aspects of the curriculum,
Wow.
Which I thought was remarkable because it truly embodies that.
Embodies that. So, being at graduation 2-3 weeks ago, what was your impression about the young students, the young chiropractors, the fledgling chiropractors coming out into this world? Are you excited?
You know, I can only speak to the people that hang out with my son because we had gathering after graduation, many different gatherings. And for me, it was interesting that it was not a drunken party by any means. It was very respectful. Many of them had their parents there. Great exchange and testimonial between the new graduates and their parents. But what I saw is a level of responsibility, a level of consciousness, a level of dedication, of commitment to the path of mastery. And obviously a lot of them being connected to my son, had been connected with me through the MLS seminar, through the camp and all this. And I saw that, you know, we have a lot of wonderful, powerful seeds that have come out on many different campuses, not Life University, on many different campuses. People that really are going to be very impactful in the future in the profession.
I love that term seed, because there's so much potential in the seed in what we do. And as chiropractors that have been around, I've been doing this 20 years now, last month, which is pretty exciting for me. But I find myself, like you said, wanting to look back and help water and help grow those seeds. But every time I speak with you and every time I get around other chiropractors, I feel like I get watered. I feel like I get another stunt of growth in me. So thank you for what it is that you do. And super excited, for August, seeing you in person, face to face, shaking and hugging and getting together once again at Mile High Chiro.
Absolutely, I'm delighted to go there, and it's going to be a blast.
Yes, I'm so looking forward. So thanks for your time. Again, those of you watching, milehighcairo.org. It's August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Check out the website. More importantly, get registered. We look forward to seeing you here in the Mile High